What's up, guys? Welcome back to some more Scrap Mechanic. Guys, I am sorry. I want to go ahead and apologize right away. I did not get this episode out nowhere near as quickly as I thought I would. There has been a few issues. I don't want to talk about it. It's not Scrap Mechanic related. It's real life related. In the past 2 days, I've been sleeping for literally 1 hour. Hang on, I'm gonna jump down and start going here. But I've literally slept for 1 hour just today. But you know what? Enough about that. All I want to do is show you guys the updates in this world, and here's the first one. Now, nothing is really new here other than one thing, and that is wait, hang on a second. I need to get up here. But yeah, up here there is now, oh, Jesus Christ, there's no roof, okay, and now I'm stuck. Alright, but you can basically see through right here. I'll also try to open this. There is no roof. Thank you so much for that suggestion. I just had to remove the roof and then I wouldn't be stuck in there anymore, so that's pretty good. Now, next up is not really that much of an update. This is just something that I want you guys to know that I noticed in the comments, is that this thing runs on electrical engines, and apparently they cannot sync up the bearings. Like, they do it here, but that's just because they're placed in that way. So, yeah, that's sort of why these things become a little bit weird and crooked once you're on a terrain like this down here. Once it's slanted and there's hills everywhere, that's basically what's messing up the bearings on this thing. And also, something that I don't really know why is here, but it is. This is a little switch that is apparently below ground. You can't see it once I, select something else to, hang on a second, there we go. You can't see it at all. So I don't know why that is there. I can't connect it to anything because it's not connected to anything. So, interesting. But over here, guys, we have the next animal vehicle. And the next animal vehicle, as I told you, would be the sheep. Now, don't get your expectations up too high because, because of reasons. Anyways, here should be... Where the fuck is my sheep? I cannot find my sheep. Oh, there it is. There it is. I see it all the way over there. Hang on. I'm gonna go over there right now. Sorry, I completely messed this up. Like I said, I've been sleeping for 1 hour. Yeah, so if I sound a little bit tired or I make some kind of weird-ass dialogue that I don't usually do, then my apologies, but I am incredibly tired at the moment, and I'm also trying to push out another episode after this, which is gonna be Besiege. But here is my way. Okay, hang on a second. We need the fluffiness to fit. There we go. It could turn out a little bit better. I'm gonna try to show you what I mean. Also, that thing is definitely not supposed to be there. I can just go ahead and get rid of that. And I can't jump up there. That's sort of another thing. I tried to make this thing look like it was made out of giant cotton balls, but really it's just a body with a few squares on them. However, I've done something new for the driving mechanism, which is to put the wheels inside of the legs. So yeah, right in there, I don't know if you can see it right there, but there is a wheel right in there. And that is on all four, and then of course we have the front wheels or the front legs that can turn, so it looks pretty damn ridiculous once you try to drive this thing. And there we go, perfect. Alright, so let's try to drive with this thing. And this is not an electrical engine, meaning that this thing doesn't just take off in a fixed speed automatically. So yeah, there's a little bit of a run up to it, and as you can see, the feet down there, they sort of scoot out a little bit, and this is absolutely stupid. So I want the ears up, I want the mouth open, and then we're just gonna drive like crazy. Alright, you know what, I want to test this thing because actually the feet was a little bit of a concern. Okay, also trees are a very big concern. Let me just drive over. There we go. Alright, and go to the left. So I haven't tested it out on this terrain because the wheels are very close to the foot, which are very close to the ground. So I don't know if it's just gonna stall here. I think it may do that, but maybe also because the engine is not that powerful. Oh, come on. And now we're going back. I'm still holding W in, but nothing's happening. It's just going here, and I know this is risky, but yeah, okay, so not so risky after all. I'm just gonna put it up there, so hopefully it can now. Okay, hey, wheelie sheep, awesome. You know what, let me see if I can keep this one. Oh, okay, never mind. Let me just try this on the terrain then. It seems to me that it's going forward just much more, but then again, we are definitely wheelie prone, so I gotta look out for that. Alright, see what I mean? It's really crazy when this thing starts to wheelie. I didn't expect that at all. Okay, this is an issue with every single one of these vehicles. Hang on a second. There. I can see air, but I'm not free. Oh, okay, what the hell happened? Right, so I tumbled over, which is why this thing is now on its side, but yeah, I got loose. That's all that matters. And now it should all be fixed up. There we go. So this is the sheep. I don't really know if there's that much else to say about it, but yeah, I'll definitely update the tail in a later episode, and yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not really much else to it. Maybe I could also put some thrusters that would then pop out here, because this is actually the perfect place for them. But yeah, that's pretty much the sheep. Also, what should we call him? Let me know down below. But for now, I want to go to the crane, because something new has been added, and I gotta say I'm a little disappointed in the functionality of the crane, but this was also to be expected. As you guys saw before in the previous episode with the crane, is that it doesn't really carry weight that well, because there are weight limits on the bearings. What I would love to see in this game is no weight limits on the bearings. Like, save that for survival mode. This is also something that a couple of other YouTubers have talked about, I believe, is that maybe you should try to save these hard things for the actual survival thing. But here we are, and holy hell, I didn't even have to do a jump cut. Okay, yeah, that was the jump cut because I stopped talking. I'm an idiot here. This is how tired I am. Okay, this is really how insane I have gone in the past couple of days. Okay, so let's hop on up here. So as you can see, there's a blue thing, and there's a yellow thing, and there's a green thing, and then there's a new hook. What the hell is happening to the chain? Okay, well, that's gonna fix itself. So yeah, as you can see, the hook here has been made into an actual hook and not just 4 rods with a freaking crooked thing on the end that's, yeah, gonna close up and down. So this thing can actually grab something. However, and this is quite humoristic to me, these things carry the exact amount of weight that the crane can carry. This is why I want the weight limit on the bearings gone, because otherwise this chain here, it starts to pull apart. I'll show you this in a second, but it starts to pull itself apart without actually pulling itself apart because it's still attached. It's really weird, but I'll show you. So yeah, not really much else to be said really, other than I have made these things just to have some toys for the crane. I don't know if that makes any sense, also because this is not really toys. I was actually starting to build something like the dumpster down there, like a bit of a bigger thing that we may be able to pull up, but that just went to nuts. So went to nuts? Yeah, sure, that's a new expression. Went to nuts. But as you can see, the hook, I guess it's called, is way more open now, and it's much easier to grasp these things. So what I want to do is go up to the crane and show you guys how it works. Well, you know how it works, but in a more, functional way with these things down there. I don't know what the hell to say. Like I said, I'm really tired. Right, so as soon as I press 2, then, okay, that's not supposed to happen. I'm just gonna... What the fuck am I doing down there? So close that, and then we can start to reel this thing in again. So you can lift this thing, however, okay, so that's in the corner of it, which means it's gonna tilt automatically. But then you can basically just move these things around and place them wherever the hell you please, I guess. Also, as you can see there with the chain, this is sort of what I mean. It starts to pull itself apart just a little bit. Whoa, okay, hang on. Maybe that's because we're turning. I'm not too sure about the physics of this game. Why in the hell would that even be an issue? Anyways, it doesn't matter. What matters is that we can place that, I hope, on top of that thing. Yeah, look at that. That's amazing. Once again, I'm going to try to zoom in on it. It may be a bit weird, but I got it. And now for the next thing. Just a little extra piece on top of the tower that we have been building here. So, hey, hang on a second. No. There. Oh, crap. Hang on a second. There. Yes, I got it. And right over here we go. So let's pull this thing down. And I'm still just a little bit terrified that this may actually tumble over. But, oh, wait. Hang on a second. That's a good thing. You can actually test this before releasing. There we go. That is awesome. So that's basically how the new toys function. I guess you kind of figured that out already. But hey, now we built a little colorful tower down there. And one more addition to the dumpster here is that we now... do you see it? Do you see it? We have another cone. Not too sure why that was so important, but it definitely was. Worth it. Totally worth it. But let's traverse on to another world. So here we are. This is the main attraction. You may also have seen this on the thumbnail and in the title, because I know that's what it's going to be already. Guys, I want to apologize for the world's worst UFO. I'm going to make this quick so that you can see it. I want to apologize for the world's worst UFO, because that was supposed to be the teaser, that was supposed to be the big thing, and it was a very disappointing little thing, and I actually kind of felt that I was doing you guys a little bit wrong, so I'm sorry about that. I sincerely apologize, but I hope that this monstrosity here is going to make up for that. This is the Beast Warship, I guess. I'm not too sure what to call this, like a beast carrier, yeah, but it's not really a carrier, because then there would be other vehicles taken off of it, and then the physics engine would completely explode. God, I gotta get a control over my saliva today. I've drank a lot of coffee, okay, so I'm a little bit shaky. But yeah, this is basically the Beast Warship, I guess that's the official name. No name for it, not like, yeah, Jeffrey or Kevin or whatever the hell, but this thing is majestic, and I'm so happy the way that this thing ended up balancing itself out and actually working really, really well. So why don't we just take a little tour inside? Alright, but you know what, before I go in, I want to disable the HUD. I'm just gonna call that viewing mode. So now I'm in viewing mode. So, to the left, you have the... I want to say troop deployment bay, but I'm not really too sure. I mean, this is not, I mean, come on. From the outside, this thing looks absolutely massive, but actually it's not the biggest creation out there. Like, there are things that are like 2 or 3 times bigger than this, and they're absolutely insane. But this is just a small little troop deployment area in a way, so that people can sit here and enjoy their... yeah, memories of loved ones when going into war, I'm not too sure. But yeah, and then you also have this so that you can open the back up as well so that you can easily deploy the troops. My god, there's a lot of thrusters on this thing. And there we go. Perfect, absolutely perfect. So that's really it. There's not much else here at all, actually. Also, for those of you who were expecting a transformer, I'm sorry, but this is not going to be able to transform. That's too freaking insane. Over here, we have the other door, which can open up. Now, you may wonder, why is this thing green? Right there, because actually if you start outside of it and both of these things are turned on, then you're closed out. Like you can't get in. So you need one of these things to be starting out, and I've done that on both of them. So they basically start out when they're off, so you still have a chance to get inside. Well, this is leading into, I want to say it's the command bridge, but then again, you guys are probably going to correct me in the comments, and that's totally fine. This is the control module thing or whatever. Welcome to the command bridge. You know what, I'm just gonna call it a command bridge because that's what I think it is. So let's take a little tour of this as well. Over here, we have the turret controls. If I go... whoops, hang on a second. All these camera angles get a little bit weird. As you can see up top, we have a lot of turrets here, and they control on one. That's it. If I activate this, you can see there's only one button. That's it. This is the control station for the friggin' turret. It's so sad that there's only one button for this, but it's still pretty cool. But yeah, let me go ahead and close that and get out here. So the next thing would be the door control station, and that's all that this thing is about. I'm gonna show you the so-called spider web of this, which I've heard some people call it, in just a second, because this thing is so confusing. Once you're in here, it's like a rave. Like, you don't see anything but light colors. But yeah, this may be a little bit tricky. Also, I'm really tired, so bear with me here. But 1 here activates this door to the left because 1 is to the left. 2, and you can't see this from here. This is how freaking massive this thing is. This is how far away I can get the camera from where I am. I cannot see the back door, which is really, really sad. I can still look in here, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But I cannot see the back door. However, 2 opens and closes the back door. Oh, I believe you can see it over there. I'm gonna try to zoom in on that. Yeah, there you go. I mean, the camera is a little bit weird in Scrap Mechanic whenever you're sitting down, I gotta say. However, that's the 3rd door, and the 4th would be, I'm gonna try to zoom in right here. So 4 is there. So say for instance that you have locked yourself in, like you have clicked the button twice so it's open and then close again, but you didn't make it out. Well, all you gotta do is go over here, press 4, jump up, and then you can see that the switch goes right back to the original position. And then, look at that. Go out here, and then the switch should just turn, and we can still get in. Alright, so this may be a little bit stupid, but I don't have any way to get up there other than the old Minecraft pole jumping style thing or whatever. So I'm gonna do that, and I'll be right back once I get up there. Yeah, doing that just a little bit closer to where you actually want to jump off is a pretty damn good idea. So there are 2 people that I need to thank for this. I want to give a big shout out to these 2 people right here. This is Snocrash and this is Blitzkriegsler. I'm gonna put your I really hope I'm saying those names right. These are 2 other YouTubers, and they have helped me so much without even knowing it. They probably don't even know who the hell I am. But this is a fully working gyroscope, and there's also 2 sensors over there. Yeah, there they are. This is the gyroscope, and thank you so much for Snocrash, or to Snocrash, God, I'm tired, for introducing the concept, and for Blitzkriegsler, God, I hope I'm saying that right, for simplifying the concept of it so that I can use it here. And he sort of spelled it out, like he cut it out in cardboard, and yeah, Snocrash came up with the idea, I guess. I'm not too sure if he's the original creator, but he's the one that enlightened me about it through his videos. So thank you, both of you, so much. There's a link to their channels in the description below. They also put out some amazing content, so go there, check them out, and thank you so much, guys. Right, so I don't really have time to explain how this works, but there's also a video link to both of their videos in the description below, so that if you want to make this for yourself, then you can go ahead and check out Blitzkrieger's video. Again, I hope I'm saying that right. I'm sorry if I'm not and you're somehow listening to this dude. Sorry about that. And there will also be another video link to Snocrash's video where he can explain a lot more about the details of this thing and the concept of it in general. So thank you so much, guys, both of you. You have helped me a ton without even knowing it. So thank you so much. And like I said, links are in the description. Go check them out. And the way that this thing balanced out with everything is amazing. Also, that's probably why there's a box on top of it. I didn't really think about the design because this thing needs some free space to move, but yeah, there's a box. Here is, are you ready for this? I'm gonna activate the spider web right about now. Fuck. I forgot they was so big. Oh my god, and oh, my squeaky chair as well. This is just going great, isn't it? Yeah, welcome to the land of confusion and no sleep for 2 days. This is... I mean, this didn't help, okay? Setting this thing up did not help my insomnia or whatever the hell you call no sleep. This is, like I said, it's a rave. There's only bright colors, like This is a little bit interesting. First off, this thing is balanced so perfectly, like almost perfectly. Okay, so it's first of all turning on the gyroscope engine up there. Again, that will make more sense if you watch the videos linked below. But yeah, as you can see, we're going very, very steadily forwards, but we're not really tilting that much. I mean, we are tilting, but this will always be at a maximum tilt because it can't go any further. And actually, once we start to go up, hang on a second, this may lag out just a little bit. Once again, sorry about that. But yeah, once we start to go up and move around, then you can see how stable it is. As you can see, it's correcting itself, kind of. It's sort of lifting itself up, and I'm just yawing here, and this is a really, really great way to turn around. And I'll talk a little bit about more of the controls, because this is a little bit weird, actually, and I still gotta get my tired head around this. But yeah, first of all, there is the driver's seat, and you cannot turn with the driver's seat. You can try, but it won't really get you anywhere. Second thing is that forwards is W, and that's pretty much it. You activate the main engines on 4, and then you go up by using 2. If you want to go down, you're gonna have to just disable the engines, because it's stupid counteracting engines with engines, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, when we turn on the main engines, the gyroscope up there, as you can see, starts to spin, which is amazing. So it's a really good amount of timing as well. But then 1 and 3 is corresponding to which way you want to turn. So 1 is left and 3 is of course right. And it actually stops itself really, really well. And at the same time, as you can see, we haven't tilted upside down. The gyroscope is working like crazy in there, but we haven't tilted upside down. And actually, yeah, I lost this thing in the process of building it, and I lost it all the way up here, and I had to make a freaking Minecraft pole, or whatever the hell the name is for it. I can't really remember, but I have to make a pole like that in order to go up and actually get this thing. And my god, that was a process, but I got it. So let's see how far up. Oh, okay, we are already incredibly far up. And if you just let this thing go for a while, then you'll be able to see the thrusters. I mean, that's going to be hard to see, but I'm going to try to, yeah, pull it over here. Yeah, there you go. So you can basically see the thrusters that's trying to tilt it whenever the gyroscope tilts too far. So this is a really, really cool concept. And once again, thank you so much to Snocrash and to Blitzkrieg for, you know what, I'm just going to say Blitz, because I'm really, really afraid that I'm actually mispronouncing that name. I'm super sorry. But yes, this, guys, is to make up for the world's worst UFO. This, whoa, okay, hang on a second, I forgot to close the door over there. But as of right now, this is pretty much it, and these feet down here allow me to not have lag as soon as it's on the ground, which is really, really nice. Frame rate may still drop just a little bit because, well, look at it, it's a giant frame. Okay, we just crashed into a tree. You know what, maybe that'll be a perfect freaking time to, okay, and now the gyroscope in there is messing up. Now the gyroscope is messing up. God damn it. Again, I do hope that this makes up for the world's worst UFO, because I kind of felt like I was doing you guys a little bit wrong, and that's not what I want. I actually, yeah, I want to try to make the best out of this series as I can, And I feel like this is a great milestone towards that. If we're gonna make a bigger plane, then it's most likely, or bigger, yeah, flying thing in general, then it's most likely also gonna be made a lot out of wood, simply because it's the lightest material. But guys, thank you everyone so much for tuning into some more Scrap Mechanic. This was going to be it for this episode, and I'm also gonna do another Besiege episode. Like, I think I mentioned that earlier. Again, I'm really tired, but yeah, that's no excuse. However, there should be another Besiege episode out today with a really amazing creation that I have been looking forward to showcasing you guys. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. Once again, I'm sorry about the delay, but yeah, these things takes time, and there's also some real life stuff that I don't really want to talk about too much, but this is it. This is my crowning achievement for this world, because this is a new world. This is we're just continuing upwards. I'm gonna have to go down a little bit, but this is a new world, so this thing could also, well, work. Just come down there. Yes, we stuck the landing. That's perfect. Kind of a drunken metallic bird or whatever, but hey, it's cool. Right? So thank you everyone so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.